Good Thursday afternoon, Hail Stalkers. The start of March Madness, and it looks like it's going to be the start of some March Madness for hailstorms once we move past today. We're going to first go over, just as always, talking about getting those notifications set up so you don't miss any of those hailstorms that will be coming up in the coming days here. Go to your notification options on your desktop computer on your HailTrace account. Select the regions for which you'd like to be notified. So whether you want just a city, a state, or all the states, go check those off. And also have the methods of which you receive those notifications, push notifications, emails, or on your desktop computer. Again, these are replacing what our text messaging service used to be. I know I'm saying this every single day, but it's just kind of repetition really gets in there to remind people to get that all set up. Ooh, my face is a little bit little grainy today. All right, so moving forward, we have a chance for some hail tomorrow. Today, not really much in the way of anything going on. Pretty quiet across the entire nation. Tomorrow, however, different story. Here's our preliminary forecast. If you watched yesterday, you saw our area of concern, and this is what we're expecting for tomorrow. As of right now, anyway, this forecast will obviously be fine-tuned as we move closer to the actual event tomorrow. Looks like we'll see some storms, possibly all the way as far north as Kansas City. This would be more marginal severe hail through Missouri. The main threat here is going to be probably in northern Louisiana, parts of Shreveport, even close to Little Rock again. Places like Pine Bluff that got blasted on Saturday has a chance. Maybe even as far north and east as Memphis and possibly close to Jackson as well. That's what we're expecting for tomorrow. Conditionally, right now, the way things are looking, we could see upwards of the strongest storms anyway, dropping up to tennis ball size hail. That'd be anywhere within the orange region that we have right now. Again, the full forecast will be out tomorrow. We're able to fine tune it a little bit more, get everything all mapped out here, and having percentages put on all the major cities that we have for our risk. Now the bigger story, once we get past tomorrow, is going to be Saturday, Sunday, and even into Monday now. So we're going to have multiple days in a row of storms, possibly even a little bit more intense storms than what we're going to see tomorrow. So with that, I brought back my looking ahead for my 5-day. First thing, so this is Friday. Obviously, this is what we had, what I just showed there. Up to tennis ball size hail, 30% chance right now, I'd say. Now moving forward to Saturday, I know it's a little bit small here. Upwards of tennis ball size hail at 15% right now. When we go switch over to the models, I'll go more into detail for why that's a little bit lower. But things of note, the main area of concern here is going to be right in north central Texas. So places like Dallas, Waco, and Austin, Texas, I think are all at risk. And depending on how things pan out, will really determine which metro is going to be at the highest risk. But I think this could be one of those days where only one or two storms form. But if they do form and they really go up and they're in the right spot at the right time, we could see one really good storm for your St. Patrick's Day. Sunday, I think, is looking more and more interesting as we have been moving through the week here. I have risk pretty much from about Wichita, Kansas, down through Oklahoma City and Dallas and the I-35 corridor, and even further into Arkansas and Louisiana, up to tennis ball size hail with that as well. I think Sunday could be a more high volume hail type day where I think there's going to be a lot more storms, and also the storms that do produce hail will be very high volumes of hail. Upwards of tennis ball size hail on that one as well, but I think that'll be more the exception than the norm in terms of the storms that happen on Sunday. And right now, 25% chance is looking more and more likely. Sunday could be a very interesting and potentially very busy day across the southern central plains. And then Monday, we move it further east. It looks like we could see Monday is also looking pretty good. Right now, the big question mark, why we're only at 15%, is how Sunday plays out. But it looks like right now we could see some decent storms in Tennessee, Alabama, possibly even into parts of Georgia and Florida. And right now, I'm keeping the maximum hail size potential a little bit lower. Again, we have to kind of see how things pan out on Sunday first to see if it affects Monday. And then finally on Tuesday, everything moves off the coast and looks like there's no hail risk on Tuesday. So we got a lot to talk about here, a lot to look forward to for tomorrow and through the weekend, even the beginning of next week. Looks like we've been kind of talking for a while now, about a month or so, about the potential for those storms on the St. Patrick's Day time frame, and it's starting to really come together. I was talking yesterday about either Saturday or Sunday for storms, and now as the models are starting to kind of come together, it's looking like potentially both days. So with that, I'm going to go into the computer models, dive a little bit deeper into what we're looking at for our next few days. We're going to start with the American model, the GFS. I'm just going to probably from here on out just say the GFS because there's two different American models we use. We use the GFS, which goes out a couple weeks, and then the NAM, which is another American model. That one only goes out 84 hours, approximately 3.5 days. So with that, we're going to look at the GFS first, and we're going to see this is the first system. This is what we're going to have for storms tomorrow. And the big thing of note, well, a few days ago, reason why on Tuesday everything looked kind of garbage for the next few days was because this system was a lot stronger and it swept the Gulf of Moisture. Now you see it weakens pretty quickly once it moves through the area, gets some storms up into Missouri and into Arkansas. That moves out, and then this next system, this is what is going to give us storms on Saturday and particularly on Sunday. This is going to be how it looks on Sunday, and you can see we have all this coming in for your Sunday evening, and then it continues to push across overnight on Sunday. I think storms on Sunday can end up being well into an overnight threat, and then you see it continues to push east and then gets the southeast into play for Monday, and then eventually it pushes off the coast. Things are quiet for a little while as we get this big trough in the east and probably a fourth nor'easter in approximately 3 weeks across the northeast. So if my family's watching, get ready. You're probably going to see some more snow on Tuesday and Wednesday. And then moving forward, we see another. This system here looks a little bit potent as well. We're going towards the end of next week, probably another storm system, and then another big digging trough that this would be. This continues to show up for the following weekend. This would be right around the 25th of March, another pretty intense system there as well. Yeah, that looks pretty good. There's parts of this model I haven't seen yet. So with that, that's what we're seeing in the upper levels of the atmosphere. Now we can jump over to the amount of dew points, amount of moisture that's going to be available for us to work with. And you can see the biggest thing about, let me scroll up a little bit, there we go, is you got that nice moisture return. This is for Friday. Dry line pushes east of Oklahoma City and I-35 Friday during the day, leaving the best moisture and the best chance for storms across here in the blue area and even up into this little sliver of green. So you have this little area of instability and moisture right along, and that's why I include up to Kansas City, a chance for some storms. Now those storms that would be happening here, this would be probably under golf ball size hail, a lot of smaller hail, not as much instability to work with as further to the south, where again I could say upwards of tennis ball size hail for tomorrow. And then notice the moisture doesn't get shunted south very much. It actually starts to build back up, and then we see here, this is where are we at here? Now we're moving towards Saturday evening, and this particular model run has Dallas south of where the moisture gets, and it has Waco and Austin more in play with ample moisture, so it would probably be upwards of 70-degree dew points, very moist, very warm air, and that would probably fire one or two supercells in this region and be really the dry line that right here, this is very close to Austin and the Waco area, so a storm would form and pretty much immediately move into the city, and that is usually what causes the really big hailstorms that happen across Texas. So we're watching this extremely carefully. This is the right time of year, especially for the Austin area since you're further south than Dallas. So we're watching this. So now keep this in mind, the GFS on Saturday says south of Dallas, Mount Moore, Austin. I'll show you the other model in just a moment once we move forward a little bit more. And we see on Sunday, moisture streams a lot further north. And again, places like Oklahoma City and Wichita, I think it'd be kind of similar, like what I was saying for tomorrow across the Kansas and Missouri areas where it's more smaller hail. But again, I think this would be very large volumes of hail if any storms form here. And then further south, like Dallas, you could see some storms on this particular run of GFS has the potential for some good moisture and good storms in the Dallas area on Sunday. So we can kind of see here that we have, at least for Dallas, a couple chances for some big storms this weekend. And then we continue to move further through time here, we get to Monday and you see everything pushes further east, and then it brings places like Memphis and even possibly as far north as Nashville into play, but a lot of Alabama, all of Alabama into play. Big thing to note here is usually we see the dry line shift that like crazy fast. This one slows it down as we get into the southeast, and the system actually weakens, and that causes the ability for some some more isolated, better hail-producing severe weather for your Monday evening and Monday overnight, and then eventually things shift off the coast entirely. We sweep the Gulf of moisture, things are quiet for a couple days, and then we move closer in towards Friday and Saturday. You see a dry line, the moisture surging back north here, and we get to, let's see, what are we on here, Saturday, and even further the following week, having moisture push even further north, and that will include places like Tulsa, Kansas City. And again, this is over a week out. It's more just kind of watching and seeing how the pattern evolves. We said, again, it was going to get active after about this weekend, and we see as we continue, the moisture never really goes away until the very end of the run there, once we're far into Fantasyland. So that's what we're looking at right now for the next few days off of that model. I'm going to now go towards the NAM, which is the other shorter range, high resolution American model, and kind of zero in here on the southern plains, so all of Texas and into Oklahoma and everything. Here are the dew point temperatures. Now remember what I showed you guys, what the GFS was showing on Saturday. Now we're moving forward through Friday, if I can, there we go, sorry, didn't load. We can get through on Friday, and we get to Saturday, and this number right there is Dallas. And we see the moisture gets, just right up there in time. So we have potential for storms in Dallas, so that right now I'm giving kind of equal footing here. Is it going to be Dallas or is it going to be Austin? The big question for the Dallas Metroplex is on Saturday is how far south does this cold front make it, and how much further north does it lift back up during the day on Saturday? We can make it up to the Red River. Dallas, I think Dallas has the better chance of seeing storms over Austin. If we can't get north of the Red River and we get stuck right around line right there, then we're not going to see storms in Dallas, and probably better chances in Austin and Waco. So that's the big question moving past tomorrow for Saturday, and then on Sunday the NAM has much more moisture. The dry line's actually a lot farther back on this one on Sunday as well, so this would really put Dallas into play because storms would be forming much further to the west of the Metroplex, and then possibly even storms in Oklahoma. Right now they're putting the dry line back here, but based on the drought, I'd shift that a solid 100 or so miles to the east. The models have a hard time dealing with drought situations in terms of moisture content. So that's what we're looking at here for the next few days. If you guys have any questions, I'm going to look at my phone now and see the comment section below, and I'll answer any questions you guys have. Okay. Scrolling up here. Let hail. Austin would be great. Hail in Louisiana. Hail coming to Houston. I think Houston's going to miss out on this next couple of days in the event. I think they're just too far south and east, at least for Saturday and Sunday especially. But we'll watch and see how things pan out. Central Texas needs a good hailstorm. Come on, Austin. Yeah, and another side note, Brandon, we have this competition here within the office of where we thought the first 5-star hail map would be. Austin, Texas is what Brandon picked, and so if they get that first 5-star, then our rookie employee here will manage to win our little competition. Really wish H-Town would get some. All right, yeah, forward a big year. Nashville, hello. I know I always ask. Yeah, Nashville, you guys, we're going to really kind of see what happens. So the big thing for Monday for places in the southeast is what happens on Sunday. If we get a lot of precipitation to happen on Sunday and it just continues off to the east, it's going to kind of kill the risk for Monday. But storms form and they move off to the north and east, or they don't form as intense, not a huge just sky unzipping, opening up with lots of rain. Then Monday could be a much better day, and that could, again, include places like Nashville and places in Alabama and Georgia. So places that haven't seen any hail yet this year. So we're watching that extremely carefully, as we could be seeing back-to-back days coming up in the next few days, starting tomorrow. We can't downplay tomorrow too much. It's just the big thing was one of the main areas was already hit with a large hailstorm this past weekend, but I wouldn't be surprised if Shreveport or Monroe or other like Texarkana, other places across Louisiana, and possibly upwards towards Little Rock again could see some hail moving into tomorrow. We'll be watching that carefully. We'll be here with a video obviously tomorrow at noon with the latest updates for tomorrow's forecast, and pushing forward I'll probably have at least a preliminary look at Saturday. We'll probably have a better idea of whether it'll be where on I-35 on Saturday it looks likely to have storms. Again, this is a situation on Saturday where it'll only be 1 or 2 storms, so it's either going to happen or it's not. It's not going to be, oh, there's going to be a bunch of storms and they just kind of missed out. It's going to be, you got that one storm, it fires up poof, and it goes right through the city, or it fires up and it's too far north and just blasts through North Texas like nothing, or it threads the needle between Waco and Austin, or, you know, we'll see what happens, obviously, and we'll get more information for you. And we'll be watching for Sunday, of course, as well. And if any storms do happen and they move through metro areas, just like we did last weekend, we'll be here doing live continuous coverage through the duration of the event and giving you all the updates you need for the storms and for what you need to get ready for, where to go and work these storms after they're complete. And with that, I think I'm going to start to kind of wrap things up a little bit here, guys. If you have any other further questions, you can go ahead and put them in the comment section below. If you're watching this when it's not live, you can, of course, comment, and we will try our best to reply to your comment, answer any questions you have in the comment section afterwards. You make sure that if you don't watch on Facebook and you're out in the field, you can watch on our app. Just click that lightning bolt in the lower right-hand corner. The video comes up. And if you want to see in full screen, just click on it to enlarge and switch to landscape mode, and you can see it full screen. And of course, follow our posts here on Facebook. Chances are you guys already have. You're pretty good about that. Quick follow, click on see first. We pop up at the top of your news feed. So if you do miss any of our push notifications or just the notification that Facebook sends out, you can just see it as soon as you pop up on Facebook. You'll see our videos. Most likely the most frequent thing you see, any posts of 3-star maps or greater for sale that you can see, and just any other miscellaneous things we post on our Facebook as well. And if you have any other further questions about hail trace and not just the weather, give us a call at 855-334-4245. We'd be happy to give you more details about our product. Email us at info@hailtrace.com if you wish not to talk with us and you just want to read about it, or even just visit our website at hailtrace.com. I'm lead meteorologist John Choquette. I'll see you guys again tomorrow at noon and start doing those hail dances for maybe we get a pretty good storm on St. Patrick's Day. I hope you have a great rest of your Thursday, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.